Yes students, in the previous video we had talked about the basics of limit state of collapse, shear. Okay, so I have talked that if the shear reinforcement is to be provided, how is it to be provided, how are the checks done, and all those things. Okay, so now I will be doing one or two numericals to make the system more clear. I am directly talking about we are to design the shear reinforcement. Generally this particular things, all these things will come in one design only. But because we are doing one step at a time, then we will club everything when we will design a singly reinforced or doubly reinforced beams. Okay. So what is the question? You are to design shear reinforcement for the beam. The size of the beam is given 300 by 500 millimeters, where this 500 millimeters is effective depth. Okay, the beam is subjected to working shear force of 120 kilonewton. Okay, the beam is provided with longitudinal reinforcement of 4 bars 20 dia. We are using M25 concrete and Fe415 grade steel for this particular beam. So if I actually draw the system, you are having a beam. This beam is subjected to a shear force of 120 kilonewton. Okay, the cross section of the beam is 300 by 500. This beam is having longitudinal reinforcement in terms of 4 bars of 20 dia. That is, if I draw it in the cross section, it is 4 bars 20 dia. You are to design the shear reinforcement for this beam. So if you remember, what was the step 1? Step 1 was you are to calculate the nominal shear stress. So what is the first step? Calculate tau V. Tau V was V upon BD. Where what is V? V is the factored shear force. So over here what is given is the service shear force or working shear force. So first of all we will make this thing as factored shear force. So factored shear force is, we all know that the factor of safety for loads is 1.5. So 1.5 into 120, that is 180 kilonewton. So it means tau V is 180 kilonewton upon B is 300, D is 500. So this value, in this case the value of this is overall depth. And the cover, so this is overall depth and the cover is given to be 30 millimeters. So it means effective depth is not 500, it is 470. Okay, so if you will do the calculations, this particular tau V will come out to be 1.27 megapascal. Your second step is you are to check whether tau V is less than tau C max. We want tau V to be less than tau C max, otherwise we will change the dimensions of this D. Okay, and from where we were getting tau C max? Tau C max we were getting from table 20. Table 20 is maximum shear stress. We are using M25 concrete, so table 20 gives the value of tau C max to be 3.1 megapascal. Okay, so tau C max is 3.1 megapascal. So our tau V is less than this value, so it means basic dimensions are okay. Therefore basic dimensions are Okay. Next step is, now you find out shear capacity of the section. Shear capacity of concrete, that is tau C. How do we get this tau C? We get this tau C from table 19. In table 19, the value of tau C is based upon 100 AS upon BD, and it is based upon the grade of concrete. So it means in order to get tau C, I'll have to first of all find out 100 AS upon BD. That is 100. AS is 4 bars 20 dia. So 4 bars into 20 dia area ho gaya. B is 300. D is 470. So this value is coming out to be 0.89. Clear? So it means I'll have to find out tau C corresponding to the value of 0.89 100 AS upon BD. Now 0.89 will be between 0.75 and 1. Okay. So I'll have to look for the table for M25. This is M25. So value of tau C will lie between 0.57 and 0.64. Is it okay? Clear? So what I am trying to do is, I am basically using table 19. In this table, I am having 100 AS upon BD column, and plus I am having different columns depending upon the grade of concrete. Because I am using M25, so I will be using the column corresponding to M25 grade of concrete. 100 AS upon BD is 0.75 or 1, and the corresponding value of tau C for M25 grade of concrete is 0.57 and 0.64. Because we want the value of tau C corresponding to 0.89, so it means by linear interpolation I'll be able to get the value of tau C. So see, I'll be able to get the value for 0.89 as 0.57 plus the change is 0.64 minus 0.57 upon 1 minus 0.75 is the difference here, into the difference that we want to do is from 0.89 to 0.75. So 0.89 minus 0.75. You have done this a number of times, how to get the values from linear interpolation. So this value is coming out to be 0.6.26 megapascal. Okay. So your next step is, you have already calculated tau V, it was 1.27 megapascal. Your calculated value of tau C is 0.626 megapascal. Next step was, you were to compare this tau V and tau C. If tau V is less than tau C upon 2, then I do not require any shear reinforcement. If tau V is between 0.5 tau C and tau C, I'll require minimum shear reinforcement. If tau V is greater than tau C, I'll have to design the shear reinforcement. Now you see, the value of tau V is 1.27 megapascal. The value of tau C is 0.626. So it means in our case, tau V is greater than tau C. So I'll have to design the shear reinforcement. Okay. And I'll have to design the shear reinforcement for the value of shear force as V minus tau C BD. V ultimate, we generally write it down as factored shear force. So this is 180. Tau C is 0.626. B is 300. D is 470. All this will give a value in Newton. I'll divide it by 1000 to get it in kilonewton. So the balance shear force for which reinforcement is required is 91.7 kilonewtons. Now, next step is I am to provide the shear reinforcement. So let us say I am providing 8 mm dia, two-legged as shear reinforcement. Now what do I mean by this? 8 mm dia, two-legged. Now generally the shear reinforcement is provided by providing a stirrup like this. So it means a stirrup for one cross section, this stirrup goes twice in this particular cross section. So there are two legs of this stirrup. So that's why we call this as two-legged stirrup. And this is 8 mm dia. Okay. If I provide it like this also, so that is called four-legged. So this is how we call the stirrups to be two-legged, three-legged, four-legged, etc. Most of the time we provide two-legged stirrups. So let us say I am going in for two-legged stirrups. So I know the spacing is given by the formula. It's given in the code 0.87 Fy ASV into D upon VUS. I have already told you this particular thing is given like this. If you are providing the vertical reinforcement, the spacing is to be given by this. Okay? Then you find out the spacing. Fy is 415. ASV is the area of shear reinforcement. You are providing two-legged. So it is 8 mm dia. So the area of 8 mm dia will be pi by 4 into 8 square. Into D is 470. VUS to be resisted is 91.7 kilonewton. Because I am doing it in millimeters, so I am putting this as newtons. So this is coming out to be 184 millimeters center to center. So I am to provide the shear reinforcement as at 184 millimeter center to center. Then what are the checks to this shear reinforcement? The spacing of the shear reinforcement should be less than the minimum, that was upon 0.4b. The formulas are almost similar. 0.87 Fy ASV. Actual spacing will be given by D upon VUS. Minimum spacing will be given as divided by 0.4b. Okay. So this is 0.87, this is 415, this is two legs of 8 mm dia, B is 300. So this is coming out to be 300 millimeter center to center. The spacing is lesser than this value, so it is less than the minimum spacing. Again the second clause was SV has to be less than 0.75D. That is 0.75 into 470, that is 352 millimeters. Then SV has to be less than 300 millimeters. So our spacing was 184 millimeters center to center. It is less than all these three values. So therefore I will say that provide 8 mm dia, two-legged at the rate of 180 millimeter center to center. How do we show it in the detailing? We show the reinforcement like this and we write it down as 8 dia, two-legged at the rate of 180 center to center. So this is how we will show the detailing of this reinforcement. Clear? And in the cross section we will show the reinforcement to be going around this and will be creating a stirrup like this. Is it okay? Clear? So in the next numerical, what I'll be doing is, I'll be taking the question in which along with the vertical stirrups, there are some bent up bars also. So let's do that. In the second numerical, I am having a RC beam of size 350 by 600 millimeter. This 600 is overall depth. It is reinforced with 4 bars 25 mm dia. Okay, and out of 4 bars, 2 are bent up at the support region at 45 degrees to horizontal. So 2 are bent up at 45. Clear? Shear force due to this factored load, so it means I am talking about now factored shear force, is 385 kilonewton. We are using M25 concrete and Fe 500 steel. You are to design the shear reinforcement. Design the shear reinforcement. Is it okay? Clear? Cover is given to be 50 millimeters. So let me draw the cross section. This is 350. I am having 4 bars, 25 dia. Overall depth was 600. Cover was 50. So effective depth is how much? 550. Okay? Clear? So what is the solution? What was step 1? We will find out VU. Find out tau V. That was VU upon BD. VU is factored shear force. It is already given 385 kilonewton. B is 350. D is 550. So it is coming out to be 2 megapascal. So shear force to be resisted is, shear stress to be resisted is 2 kilonewton, 2 megapascal. Second is, check whether tau V is less than tau C max from table 20. We are using M25 concrete. Table 20 says for M25 concrete tau C max is 3.1 megapascal. Okay, so this is 3.1 megapascal. So 2 megapascal is less than 3.1 megapascal. So therefore this step is okay. You can proceed to the next step. Third step is find shear capacity of concrete. How do we find that? From 100 AS upon BD using table 19. 100 AS is, we are using 4 bars 25 dia. Now here you are to be very particular. Here we will not be using 4 bars. Why? Because out of these 4 bars, if I draw the section, at the center there were 4 bars, but towards the support, half of the bars were bent up like this. So at the support, what instead of 4 bars, how many bars are left? 2 bars of 25 dia. So this AS will be amount of reinforcement that is going as tensile reinforcement in the support. So over here AS we will take it as 2 bars of 25 dia. B is 350, this is 550. I hope you understand that why 2 is taken not 4, because at the center there were 4 bars, but in the question it is written out of the 4, 2 were bent up at the support region. So at the support, how many bars are actually there to resist shear, to act as tension reinforcement? There were just 2 bars. Okay, So this value is coming out to be 0.151%. So from this 0.51, we are using M25 concrete. For 100 AS upon BD, 0.51. So let me just take 0.5 only because it is very near to 0.5. Tau C is 0.49 megapascal. Okay. So this is 0.49 megapascal. So from table 19, corresponding to 100 AS upon BD and corresponding to the grade of concrete, the value of tau C is coming out to be 0.49 megapascal. So it means shear force to be resisted is 2 megapascal. Shear capacity of the section is 0.49. If we had not provided any bent up bars, rest of the 1.5 megapascal was to be taken by vertical stirrups. But now, because there are certain bent up bars, so we will have to find out how much shear force is taken up by bent up bars. So it means instead of now directly going to shear reinforcement, we will find out shear capacity of bent up bars. Shear capacity of bent up bars is again given in this clause only. It says that shear capacity, page number 73, shear capacity of bent up bars is given by this formula. What is the formula? It is 0.87 Fy ASV into sine alpha. Clear? So it means the shear capacity of the bent up bars is 0.87 Fy ASV into sine alpha. Let us put the values. Fy is 500. ASV is the area of shear reinforcement in forms of bent up bars. We are having two bars that are bent up, 25 dia. Sine alpha is the inclination. Please understand that this bar was going straight, this bar is bent up. Now in the question there it is written that they are bent up at an angle of 45 degrees. So it means sine alpha is sine 45 degrees. Clear? Now if we do everything, the answer will come in newtons. I'll divide by 10 raised to power 3 to convert it into kilonewtons. Clear? So this is coming out to be 301 kilonewton. It means the strength carrying capacity of the bent up bar, shear strength carrying capacity, it will be 301 kilonewton upon B is 350, D is 550. So it is coming out to be 1.56 megapascal. Therefore, tau V was 2 megapascal. It is resisted by tau C of concrete as 0.49 megapascal and tau of bent up bars as 1.57 megapascal. So if we club the two, you will get a value greater than 2 megapascal. So if we are talking about in practice, if we see that actually we do not require any shear reinforcement because whole of the shear is balanced by these two components. But then the code says in clause 40.4, in clause 40.4, when bent up bars are provided, their contribution towards shear reinforcement shall not be more than half of the total shear reinforcement. So it means shear reinforcement is to be provided for at least half of the design shear stress. So what does the code says? Clause 40.4 that half of design shear stress is to be carried by vertical stirrups. This is code doing just to ensure that we provide some minimum vertical stirrups. So it means VUS, for which vertical stirrups is required, we will say it is tau V minus tau C into BD upon 2. Whatever is the difference between capacity of concrete and this, at least half of it we will require vertical stirrups. That is 2 minus 0.49 upon into 350 into 550 upon 2. So that is coming out to be 145 kilonewton. So we will have to provide shear reinforcement for at least 145 kilonewton. And the formula for shear reinforcement spacing, it is 0.87 Fy ASV D upon VUS. Let us say I am going in for 2-legged 8 dia stirrups. So spacing will be 0.87. Fy is 500 because we are using Fe 500 steel into 2 legs of 8 mm dia. Depth is 550. This is 145 kilonewton. I'll convert it into newtons. So this is coming out to be 165 millimeter center to center. And checks will be SV has to be less than 0.87 Fy ASV upon 0.4 B. Okay, put the values. SV will come out to be 310 millimeters. Second check was it was less than 0.75 D. So it is coming out to be 412 millimeters. Third check was it has to be less than 300 millimeters. So this 165 millimeter center to center is basically lesser than all these three values. So our spacing of vertical stirrups has to be 165 millimeters center to center. Okay. Now I suppose you will be able to design the shear reinforcement. Thank you.